All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to ArtStream. We're going to get started here in just a minute, but I wanted to just state for the record that we are sort of going to go over what I said last stream, what I did last stream, because I lost the footage. So, hello, everybody's here. It's a whole party. So, like I said, I'm going to go over what I did last stream and who the characters are and sort of what they were about, just so that uh, it isn't lost forever, because I lost that stream. So, this right here was the first character that I drew that session. This is Trace, a character that is very obviously based off of a character from a manga called Shirayuki no Akagami, or Snow White with the Red Hair, which is a very, very good anime and manga series based off of the character named Obi. And is a calico cat boy. Obi in the manga does not have cat ears. I wanted to make a character that fell into his tropes, and I just used a lot of the same design elements because I wanted to. For showing catboyness, he is fully catboy, no ears or anything. Part of why he wears the headband. Anyway, then we drew the superhero non-binary icon Tragast, some sort of necromancer, ghost-powered elf entity, who is, in fun fact, my first non-binary character I ever created. They are haunted, and I love them dearly, even still. So, moving on from that, we were working on the cowboy superhero from one of my favorite authors, Drew Hayes, and we were working on the superhero outfit. As many of you could already tell, I am cowboy fan, big cowboy fan. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with the coloring, I think, for my cowboy. And by that, I, of course, am trying to steal colors from my own work so that I don't have to worry about using colors I don't like in the work. So here we go. So with cowboy, at least, his name is Jesse, because I still think that's an excellent cowboy name. And as I was saying in the aforementioned Lost stream, I suppose, he's, in my good estimate, the Avatar of the West. Literally, that's the sort of niche he fills as he is from a book that isn't mine. I do have to preface that I'm using a lot of ideas, but until Mr. Hayes uses this character again, I don't have to worry about being wrong, and this is also a spin-off if he does use the character again. In the book that he's from, which is Forging Hephaestus' second book, which was called what was it called? Yes, it is a great cowboy name. Bones of the Past, yes. He shows up for like 5 seconds in that book, and I fell in love instantly. And he literally was a magic cowboy who fought people by doing finger guns in case you wanted the best possible collection of superpowers. Magic cowboy who finger guns magic projectiles. So, with my two favorite things in the like near the whole world being magic and cowboys, you can see why I immediately went, that has to be my new Blorbo. He is King Blorbo. He shows up in like a 0.5 second sequence. Oh, you do. You do get just straight up purple forever, don't you? Fantastic. We appreciate that here. As you can see by the people asking you, wait, how did you do that? No, no, seriously, tell me how you did that. The magic sparkle button that says chat identity. Let's see who else changes their name color here in a second. I love a good people's changing their name color. Plus, learning how to do new things is an excellent way of. All right. Always make sure when you're doing mirrored stuff like this to turn on your mirroring effect. Otherwise, it will get lost, and you don't want it to get lost. Okay. Be sure to be patient when you change your name color to your truth. So, like I was saying, his superhero name in the book that I am referring to, of which I think you should all go read Drew Hayes right now. He is the master of telling stories that have really good characters that you love all of them. He is also the author of several books with excellent titles, like The Utterly Uninteresting and Unadventurous Tales of Fred, the Vampire Accountant. I love Fred so much. So very much. And on top of that, if you want even more, I'm just going to say like Fred titles because that's a whole series. And the second book, one of the books in that series is Undeading Bells. You've got Undeath and Taxes. You've got just the names alone are incredible puns, and you all deserve to hear them because they're beautiful and I love them. He's also written the 5 Minute Sherlock, which is hilarious in its own way. But his characters are weird, and it will take you like 3 chapters to get to know them, to care about it. Wow, you're bright neon, Fairy. You have become truly. If you look at the ones before and after, you were vaguely lime green, and now you're green blue. Which is a fantastic color choice. But yes, I am big fan of Mr. Drew Hayes. and his works. I think they are fantastic and that you should all go read them if you get the chance. Even if you're not much of a reader, I should suggest you go read his books because the character writing alone is enough to like knock you flat. Because they're just people. They just seem like people, and worse, they're cool people, people you want to hang out with. Yes, we get some of that texture. And we find some. Skin texture to make coat seem like leather coat. And we just whap it all together because that's a good coat right there. And then we take off the coat so that we can do. Oop, not that character, not yet, silly. Do more cowboy colors. But yes, I am a big proponent, big, powerful, like, fan of this man and his characters. Not only does he do full on characters that you would never see anywhere else. I mean, have you guys ever heard of a magic cowboy who just shoots from finger guns? If you have, I would love to read it. Big fan of magic cowboys. I mean, what was that name? One of the other superheroes in this world is some sort of fish person named Bloopston. Bloopston. That's the best name I've ever heard. So yeah, if you're looking for a new author to read, consider Mr. Drew Hayes. His books are weird, out there, and also extremely a good time every single time. He has canonically gay characters. And they're incredibly powerful. He's got two superhero series, and one of his superhero series is called Superpowered, and the canonically gay character in that is a hero who is literally the unstoppable force trope. Dude gets stronger and more defensible every time he gets hit with something new. He can't be hit by that again. I.e., you shoot him once, you can never shoot him again. I love him. His name is Titan, and he is a flawed man. But a good man. It's so hard to just like not feel things for the characters. Uh, I feel things so much all the time. Yeah, let's give him a chili pepper bandana. That feels good. And yes, I decided that the identity hiding mask is Big Bandana because cowboy. He's a cowboy. Come on, he's gotta have his bandana. That's Cowboy 101. But I am gonna do I don't know what Iron Duck. What are you talking about? Marshmallows and then watermelon seeds? I'm confusion. America, explain. Oh, you're talking about Titan. Gotcha. I hear you, and now I understand. He's immune to all of those, probably, because he does have a son. It is very fun. I mean, one of the other people's superpowers is quite literally I can reset my entire existence to an earlier state of being so I cannot die. With literally the same type of ability even. He got phased out by a villain, so like literally he got sent to another dimensional plane. So a super person, an ally of his, could not send him into a different dimension anymore because he was already hit by that ability once. So it's not just the same type of ammunition, it's the same anything across anything. It can be different people's superpowers, but because of how his power works, he doesn't get hit more than once. It doesn't work that way for him, which is such a fun concept, at least to me, because that's the whole like unstoppable force meets a movable object. He is the unstoppable force. But there's all sorts of superpowers in that world which are fun and beyond all reason. It's a blast and a half. I mean, one of the main characters literally manipulates luck. Nick Campbell, baby. King of grifting. And yeah, that's good. Cowboy man, all suited up. Ready to go be a super cowboy. Of course, his superhero name is Wrangler. He doesn't technically belong to me, but he is my favorite child. I love my cowboy superhero son. I had a theme going at that time. I went from superhero to superhero from a catboy. So, this last one is a character I haven't drawn a whole lot. I'm going to rename this. No. It's Wrangler. Because that's me. Uh, I've been calling him Richter. I got this adopt from DeviantArt a while ago, and I still don't necessarily really know what to do with it, other than I'm pretty sure it fits into my self-contained world with specifically the wish dealers. He's a little hip hop boy. I like him lots and lots. So you guys are gonna get to watch me sort of figure out design elements that I like and how to fit them all together. So first things first. Face shape. I like that. This weird boxy shape. I feel like that's what he deserves. Big ol' imp ears, because I feel like that is, again, deserved. Exactly. You guys understand. When drawing a character that you obtain through purchasing, just because you thought their design was good, you have to do your own thing for them. You just gotta. You have to change them up so that you like them. You like them lots and lots. Can't be anybody else's likes them lots and lots. It's got to be you. If you don't, then you should not have purchased them in the first place. Or at least that's my opinion on it. Thank you. I I definitely wanted the impy look. Yes, I know. They're more curved straight back than that in the drawing, but I think he deserves a little more curvature in the being's horns. Is like a 5 on the Richter scale. Exactly. That's the whole point. Yeah. Yeah. Mm, definitely got that sinister devil kind of look right now, which I appreciate. Especially since I know that all he is just a hip hop boy. Funky little hip hop dude. Break dancing. That whole, like, definitely that one, like, cat meme. Ugh. It's too far out. And that's too far in. Something's gotta give here. And it's not gonna be me, 'cause I'm good at this. Maybe it's gonna be me. Okay, appears that was the problem. Accidentally limited myself there. I always enjoy characters like this because it's more fun to make them not sinister than it is to make them sinister. You gotta have that look that could be derived as sinister, but really they're just big old goofball. Though I'm not getting that, and I'm kind of like frustrated. Let's see what we can do to fix that for my own enjoyment and well being. It looks like we gotta do it one at a time if I'm gonna do it this way. So might as well put that in a different thing and figure it out that way. Hmm. 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 Let's see if what I did wrong, because there is something that's squonky. It's not the shape of this. But maybe the placement? Yeah, it looks like it was the placement, you guys. Which, easily remediable. We just gotta turn off the assisted for a second. Go bloop, 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 bloop. Then we can turn it back on. I didn't get rid of the shape that I liked. It's just me going over it now. Again. Much better. Yeah, there we go. Definitely getting. Yeah, that's a better placement for that. So, that's what I'll do. Yep. Sometimes you just need to make a little punk. So this is, like I said, it sort of fits in with the rest of my homemade world, I suppose, is what I'm going to call that. I built it myself. It's my world I built myself. Uh, and it seems to me he fits in with the the race that I've been calling wish dealers, specifically because I wanted to make them pseudo like the deal granting demons of, I guess, modern ish vernacular, modern ish mythos. This guy specifically is probably one of that race, probably in the future. Not rather not the past, even though I have several eras of that universe working on at any given moment. It depends on where Sahi is, in all actuality, because he's the main catalyst for my stories about that particular world, and he hasn't really run into wish dealers yet. This is people like Blitzy as well. They have funky names, usually dealing with or around dangerous entities, dangerous things. His name is Richter, not because of anything in particular, just because it's the Richter scale, and I feel like that should be involved in hip hop at somehow. I feel like hip hop deserves to earthquake. If you want a refresher on any of the lore from that has been revealed, because stuff has been revealed, I did a whole like lore stream about it and about each of the sort of religions of the area, of the continent, of the tiny little meteorite that exists. I colored you in. I know I did. Why are you being like that? He's one of those products of weird moon times because the wish dealers are affected by the moon. It sort of tells you how much invulnerability they have or vulnerability they have. Well, good. This does have he's he's got anime protagonist hair. I'm I'm a big fan of this hip hop devil child. I mean, he got a place in a world that's notoriously hard for me to place characters into because I tend to go, "Welcome to the tragedy lands. I exist here to make things happen and grow as a person." I also just, generally love redheads, but I struggle with drawing or designing them because I want them to be vibrant. Also, have I mentioned that I care for mullets? I love mullets. Mullets good. Energy wise, I enjoy. You can judge me all you wish, but I'm never going to change that opinion. On characters is good character design. Main character hair on point. Let's see if I can. Yep, there we go. Lines, lines. Okay. Fantastic. Now I just gotta go in here and clean up some of these intersections so that we don't have too much loss for the hair visualization department. Can't wait for when I finally decide what to do with half of these characters. Once I decide how to tell a story coherently, it's all over for you people. Especially my personal story of Sahi and this particular world. Because I've been working on that since, like, I was in high school, which I'm not anymore. All because I saw somebody going, "Hey, what if we were gods?" And that never left my head. And out of the two characters that I initially designed for that, he's the only one who survived. Go Sahi. Anyway, Richter, hip hop, little devil boy, wish dealer, funky fresh. I appreciate him greatly. See, I might, once I get some experience being a player, then if I have time, I might make a D&D campaign for the world and inflict it upon all of my friends. You'll have to pick between all the races and religions and dealing with the stuff I have to pull on you, the history and the power that I wield. But it's hilarious because I'd be both the powerful dungeon master, ruler of the realms, but also a deity players could choose to worship in game, which I think is a fun dichotomy. Fear, excitement. Because I'd have to be okay with you guys mucking around in the world. And I personally think it would be hilarious to launch you guys into that just off the cuff. Because there's a whole lot in there. There's a whole lot of lore in there. Alright, now let's put him in his hip hop gear. I enjoy a good headband. I do. If you could not tell from my see how fast it becomes a dating sim. Duck, I enjoy how your brain works, but I am terrified I am terrified beyond belief. People date my characters? Oh no, that's a dangerous thing right there. Especially if they fall in love with the pseudo immortal man. How do I let them down? Because I'm sorry, I'm like 5,000 years old now? Coming up in spring? But at the same time, I think that's utterly hilarious, and I cannot wait to get into the chance of playing with you and your friends, and all of my friends as well, in the story that you're crafting right now. Super mega excited, by the way. Uh, so much excitement there. I also cannot wait to bring my own brand of chaos into this world of yours. The only brand I can bring. But yes, to have you guys putter around in the universe that I made would be an exceptional joy and also a terrible fear. Mainly because of, like I said, how do I feel about agency, and how do I feel about the world being fleshed out and where it is at the moment? Because that's my main concerns is it fleshed out enough? Even though I have several continents and all of that, I only know how two government system works. And yes, I have two government systems at least working. Could have you all start in the academy. That could be an interesting thing. Maybe I'd start with the murder mystery game that I have. I'm a lucky goose duck. My family informs me I am always lucky, so it doesn't necessarily matter one way or another if I'm rolling good numbers or bad numbers, so long as it's lucky for the story. I'm not the only one who rolls well either. My sister rolls well as well, but only in the context of the story, which was always interesting to me. Any hoozle. Turn back on my drawing assist and put him in his crop top. Yeah, and the professor. It wasn't our fault that the DM didn't let you logic your way out of that one. You rolled poorly for that professor character, and then you logicked your way into that. But it should have been free. And the one time with the demon lawyer from actual, yeah, Disney's demon lawyer, Space Disney's demon lawyer. Such a fun story there. Yes, let's do this. Yes, good. Then I turn the drawing assist off here, and I start doing lines. It doesn't necessarily matter as long as the story is still fun, but I could drop you guys in the academy, and I could do a one shot. So maybe I'll work on figuring out the rules and maybe I'll do that with you guys. Specifically, I'm talking about Americana. I've told you guys about it before, my friends at least. It's a Kickstarter I backed that basically lets you Scooby Doo a murder mystery, but I'd have to figure out who done it or let you guys figure it out. Run through the rules because first time doing DMing and stuff, but maybe you guys could play skeletons. That would be fun. Werewolves in that game or space aliens. Oh yeah, that too. The lore of that game's fun, but weird. I could probably try and figure that out for this month. Maybe. I have time. Suppose we'll see then. If I do, what would you guys rather try? Being Power Rangers? Or solving a murder mystery Scooby Doo style? Well, in like 50s America, because it's radically inclusive 1950s aesthetic. That's the aesthetic, is literally it's radically inclusive. That's the whole point. I know Duck can look at the game itself. Ah, you want to do the sanity rolls of death. Is anybody here sane? Oh no, I've been insane from the beginning. So maybe I will, maybe. We'll see. I know at least 3 people would play with me. Duck seems like they'd play with me. At least I don't have any confirmation. Duck and my beloved family would at least play with me. uh, but yes, that might be something I try. Because that could be an excellent time for everybody involved, at least with Americana, in my opinion. I mean, who doesn't love trying to figure out what happened to a friend? And bringing a murderer to justice. Because that's what Americana is about. You guys actually helped me build the town in the starting part of the game, which could be fun. Especially since you then have to balance your life outside of solving the mystery with solving the mystery. It's got some fun mechanics. I don't necessarily think that's true because incomprehensible isn't the same as eldritch. That's where a lot of people make the mistake, I think. Incomprehensible is incomprehensible. Eldritch is eldritch. It's hard to figure out the difference, though. So I understand your opinions on that, Coop. I still think you'd probably be more affected than you realize. But then again, I think everybody would be more affected than they claim they would be. Sometimes you just gotta hum things, even though you don't actually care about a franchise. And you just hum things because it's catchy and in your head. Yes. Get those angry redhead eyebrows. Right now, I'm just doing a quick, as much and as close to the edge of the color as I can get it, because I will be doing most of the color shifting for it in a different layer, as well as it's just wet. There's a pond nearby. Leave him alone. He's a good dog. His hair's so big on the other side. It's hard to tell where you gotta stop. No mind damage, if no mind. Uh. So I can get to this one without consequences. So, Coop, are you interested in playing Americana? Which is the murder mystery in the radical, inclusive 1950s. Well, considering it's less less what is it? Solve the murder and more find the clues and try and put things together while the DM, or in this case me, goes, ha ha ha, yes, sure, that could be the bad guy. I could see that. You guys have convinced me. Then you have to use your brains to figure out all of the situation. And then, and only then, can you solve the mystery. So, it's less a game of brains and more a game of how much of a fun story can you guys put together with me? Or at least that's probably how I'd run it for the first time. Not necessarily going in there with a plot in mind. Just an attempt. You could play one of several races. Do you wish to be a goblin? Do you want to be a techno dwarf? Do you wish to be necromantically revived and play as a skeleton that can only speak in sign language? A dryad? Perhaps a dragon? All the races. I mean, they're like, yeah, pretty sure they're like almost exactly just dragon, except they're like humanoid-ish shaped. A lot of furry looking stuff in that game book. But yes. Or you could be a dragon skeleton because there's no limits. Just do what your brain says. What? This is from the people who don't take it. I'm laughing at my own quote. This is so bad. This looks so bad for me. Uh Too tickled by myself. I mean, yes, there is a lot of furry looking stuff in that. No, it's not a bad thing. In fact, the art itself is very pretty, and they have a Power Ranger spin-off. I'm still sad that the Kickstarter, well, it technically made it to the Super Spy Cold War like spin-off that they were going to do. It was a Kickstarter, so it reached that number exactly, so it didn't actually have enough to go through with creating that storyline. Otherwise, that would be like the best thing in the whole world, in my opinion. How do I explain it in a way that the lore is fun and wild, for one thing. I mean, werewolves were a race from beyond the stars that were apparently enslaved at one point in time, and they broke free and they ride a comet and they crash land on the planet. That's the lore for them. which is, I think most people would agree with me, pretty interesting take on werewolves there. But they also don't specify that it's werewolves, it's were, just the were. So, like, really cool. Their dwarves are like super technopunk. They build in neon. The dragons woke up from under their mountains and took on more humanoid shapes after thousands of years of just sleeping. Which one mood? Two. Again, really cool stuff going on here. But, I mean, it's not too much of a surprise. These are the people who made this particular game company makes really interesting and weird stuff. They also did another thing that I backed, which is the Adventures in Almura, which could also be fun to try and figure out how to play because it's Ghibli-esque monsters, like they're forces of nature, they're pseudo gods, etc. But they get sick and you have to help heal them, and you're a monster doctor, and it's literally Monster Care Squad, and I care about it. I have a monster in that game. It's a pangolin bat. It's cool. I again love superheroes, and Power Rangers is one of my favorite things ever. And that's part of the reason why I backed the Americana thing, is to try and get that the Power Rangers thing backed. So when it came through, when the Power Rangers thing came through, I'm actually one of the example arts for the Power Rangers subsection. I'm a character. They also have a definite opinion on orcs, and that is that orcs are hot and everybody should agree with them on their opinion. Game creators know what they like and like what they do. We love that for them. Alright, let's get the skin tone down. So we'll do my favorite thing. Love seeing the inverts of characters. So, what's you guys' favorite thing you've ever, purchased or backed on Kickstarter or what have you? Obviously, my favorite thing to do is to back Kickstarters for games and such. Things that are to play with friends. Initially, that was because I wanted to have friends to play with. Now I have friends to play with. So now I just need to get off my butt and start playing with my friends. Give them more game to look forward to, or dread, or both. And I do have a lot of games and stuff that's game adjacent. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Ah. Anyway. I also like backing pins on Kickstarter because pins are fun and I have a pin board to put my pins upon. If anybody wants to know the name of this particular publishing house that I keep getting stuff for, and the name of their latest game, which is a collection of Jewish themed tabletop role playing games with the name If I Were a Lich Man, is Sandy Pug Games. And like Drew Hayes, I recommend them. They are excellent at coming up with weird things that will make you laugh and make you worry about your in game characters' health and well being. They're also very, very good at just being kind of funky guys, chill. I appreciate them, obviously. Oh. Okay, there we go. I had to turn on my light. It's getting dark over here. All right. So now we got the shading on, and I'm specifically making sure that we get this because this will prevent the Gaussian blur. Except I'm going to have to go back and then do it correctly. There we go. And then we turn it down a little bit. There we go. Definitely like the way that looks. So, well, I do need to do this just because. Oh. And I guess I need to do that top part too. Right now we're assisted, which is good. Yeah, we'll take that apart for now. Right now I'm just sort of coloring in the tattoo placement, but it's not tattoos, it's specifically birthmarks for this particular race in my universe. It's also vague spots of invincibility armor, stuff that can't be pierced through. Which, if y'all remember Blitzy, she had basically covering her whole body. That's because of the moon phase she was in, the cycle part of the power struggle. These guys, if you remember correctly, are technically the children of the death god. So, how did I not fill in the anime hair? How did I not do that? Let's see, what else? What else? What else? There we go. There we go, much better. Now let's get this secondary color in here. We're gonna go ahead and get ourselves. There we go. My hairbrush. I enjoy using this brush quite a bit, specifically for getting that nice delicate nature of hair look in here. This one next. Yeah. Just to get that starting to lighten up effect, which I like a lot. Then we get the brightest one. Love this sort of gradient map. One of my favorites. 100%. Then we go over here and we just blast the edges away. Now I have to go in here and delicately get rid of the lines that cross over the horns, or the stuff that gets in the face unless it's aesthetically pleasing. Which it could be. Some of it, not so much, like over here by the ears, isn't very neat, but like if I decided I wanted to keep it more open than sketchy, I could have easily kept that. Or these. Alright, Punk Boy's got his colorful hair now. Excellent. Now we can start to color the body, which I need my paintbrush for. Because I've been using the paintbrush to color because that's easier. What else? What else to talk about? Other than, pop music. I'm making music jokes. I know it's April Fool's Day, but I'm not a big prankster. I don't really have a whole lot of jokes for that, in all honesty. I do know that the jokes this year for varying websites have been varying degrees of funny to me. So I could rate those, I suppose. But I don't know if anybody wants to hear my prank ratings. April Fool's Day prank ratings by me. Star Sailor 7. Probably at the bottom this year would be DeviantArts, at least for the places that I visit. I'm not counting those who don't even do the pranks. If you're not doing pranks, you don't get counted. DeviantArt basically just changed your font into a hard to read font if you gave somebody a particular badge, which they introduced this year, followed by Tumblr's reaction buttons. I appreciate the nods to the jokes that have been made, but at the same time, kind of flat compared to washing your screen, washing your feed from last year. I want the feed washing to be a thing again. That was fun. Uh Flight Rising, which usually does some form of interesting either apparel or just weird stuff that you can get. Sometimes it's lanyards that for a con that doesn't exist, or an invisibility thing that turns your dragon, the whole point of playing the game, completely invisible, which of course is interesting for when you want to make like floating armor or whatever. But they let you trade for gravel this year and gave Marva, the prankster dragon, question mark still. Nobody knows if they're a dragon or not. A pseudo appearance. Trade for gravel though. Trade all possessions for gravel. Gravel fun. Anyway, followed by Art Fight. I enjoyed removing the website in its entirety and getting an achievement for that. That makes me feel powerful. That's my opinions. Step up your game. Part of me wants to know what you guys would do if you had the ability to create a website prank. What website prank would you pull? See, that's good. Nothing is different. Just the message. Fantastic. That's an excellent one. The one that I would pull at the moment, just off the top of my head, is give you a tiny little slot machine in the corner of the website. You always get jackpot, but the jackpot is like three coins, and you can use it to buy like a mop and a sponge, and you can clean your screen. Because I really enjoy those clean drag the stuff across the screen, or you could use it to buy games, and the games are just like click a ball and the ball rolls across your screen. Woo! Gameplay. just something little like that, but it's you always get jackpot in the little slot machine in the corner of your screen. You cannot lose. Yours is also very fun though, Coop. Just for the sheer amount of, oh god, what's different? Oh god, oh no, oh god. And then it's nothing. Nothing's different. Calm down. You're all right. Of course, the next year with that slot machine, it would be the same prizes except you always lose. Nobody gets jackpot. And it just shows the number keep building up. So, like the longer you wait to click it, the more coins you could earn, but nobody's going to earn coins because there is no coins to earn the next year. Everybody spent them all last year. The price of your hubris. Or at least that's the vibe that I think I would go with. But yes, I'm a big fan of the interactivity of April Fool's pranks, as you could probably tell by my ranking system. And I wasn't talking like voluntary joining, although that can be good too. I was purely of the opinion that it should be funny and nonsensical at the same time. But there on your board or wherever you are, because not everybody bloggles. Let's get this done. We're so very close to finishing this selection of characters. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the next couple of art streams. The next couple of art streams might actually be me doing art for a group that I'm a part of on DeviantArt, known as Scatterstar Isles, where I'm participating in events through my art because it's an ARPG. I've drawn my character, the one that I have so far, from there in here before, Estelle. But it would be dealing with aliens and stuff like that. Technically not aliens, but ancient technology and other fun shenanigans as I plod around a desert. So we'll see. Especially since I'm doing my best with that at the moment. Which is I'm trying to keep up with the events. At least somewhat story wise. So it would be more full work and less sketch references like I've been doing. If you want to see me work from start to finish on something, depending on the complexity of the project that I'm doing for the events at any given time, you might get your chance soon. Is what I'm saying. If that's not something you're interested in, but you're going to come out and check it out anyway, congratulations. You're fantastic and I love you. In all the fantastic ways you are. If you're C, doing both because you want to and you want to see how I do my work to completion, you're also fantastic and I care you very much. I hope that I can help you reach whatever art goals you set for yourself. Yeah, let's see. We're getting ourselves this. Why aren't you doing that? Why would you not? Did that? No? Why are you not doing this? I do not understand. Yes. Horse Plinko should not have been a lie. The horse sitter game that they did have for us at one point or another was also enraging. I could not deal with it, just as a personal aside. Because they did give us horse pets at one point. But if you left them alone for even half a second, they would die. So much stress for a horse loving child. Which is me. That's me. Excellent. Yes. Tumblr minigames. Just straight up Tumblr minigames. Just give us back the minigames. Everybody would like that. I promise. All right. Doop doop doop. So you can see my median line is a little bit off, so I'm going to go ahead and center that again. There. And he is done. So we group that for Mr. Richter here. And so we are done with this collection of sketch peoples. We'll go down in the order. So we got Richter. We got Trigast, who ended up really tall. We got Wrangler. And we got Trace. Each of these guys will be uploaded on my other art accounts here soon. But to give you guys an idea, of who I would be drawing, it would be Miss Estelle here. In a sort of similar to this. There's a couple of drawings in here. I like this one. We got aliens. So that would be who I would be drawing again. We are at the end of my stream. So as we go through this, I'm going to just say my usual things. If you like me and want to support me, I am looking for people to follow me. I like follows, and I also like people who contribute to my Ko-fi. My goal on Ko-fi right now is to save up enough to get a new computer so that I can get good computer to play stuff like Minecraft with my friend Coop. And because I've never played it before in my life. I also have a YouTube account where you can find most of my previous streams. Now, 3 streams are missing. 2 because I did not save them before they disappeared, and 1 because it got deleted before I could save it. Lost media. But, yeah. Thanks for joining me. I hope you had a good time, and I hope you have an excellent evening, day, morning, or wherever you're at. I hope to see you all next time when I'm playing Pokemon Mystery Dungeon on Friday. And I guess I'll see you then. Bye bye!